...2018 has come to an end, and so we're going to talk about what good things happen in Anderson County, and Rusty Burns is going to tell us about that. What's some of the great things that happened this year in Anderson County, Rusty?
Well, some of the great things that have happened in Anderson County this year are the Arthrex going up, 2 buildings almost up, looking for them to begin hiring. The TTI building is up, excited about that. Maybe after 100 years we will finish the East-West Parkway, at least the first phase.
What's left on that?
One concrete driveway that we've been trying to pour for 6 months, but every time we get ready, it rains.
That'll give people a park to park their cars there.
Well, they can park there now, but the sidewalk would be the last finishing touch until we fill in the middle. So we have that going on. Council has allocated funds for a massive sewer development project all up and down the interstate, something that has been talked about for 50 years. It's actually going to become a reality in the next year. So we're looking forward to that. We're finishing up the year with 3% unemployment, which I think is very, very good. And we're instituting a lot of training programs to take people who may be working or not in the workforce and try to get them ready for these new jobs that are coming in here. We're pleased to work with the city on the new hotel project, pleased to work with the city on the downtown project, really on the old Palmetto building on that side of the street. Glad we can do that with them. We will have in the new year 3 new economic development projects with the city of Pendleton. We're excited about getting those going. We're doing the foundation work on that right now. I'm absolutely thrilled that the numbers that are coming from our animal shelter, which we are now a no-kill shelter, which I think is awesome, and couldn't be prouder of the staff down there. We just have more economic development coming this way, and is the way it always happens. Manufacturing leads everything. And so now that a lot of this manufacturing is here, and always keep in mind, we still have 4,000 jobs that we have announced that can't be here until the building's completed.
Right, so there's going to be a surge of hiring in 2019.
Well, there's going to be a surge of hiring, but that brings commercial growth. And you're seeing the very beginnings of that commercial growth that is going to take place in the county. And that's going to provide opportunities for local entrepreneurs to take advantage of those new customers who are coming in with lots of jingle in their pockets. As well, it'll be attracted to some national chains. And there's so many things going on. I'm hoping that we will finish the Kid Venture 2.0 in the coming year. I'm hoping that we can do some more work on our recreation in the coming year. That's what council has authorized us to do. They have a pretty ambitious agenda, and you really, with Mr. Allen, who served 10 years on council, it's almost like the end of an era. And then with Mr. Waters, who served 8 years, that's a long time in public service. So we have 2 new council members coming in, Mr. Sanders, who will replace Mr. Allen, and Mr. Davis, who will replace Mr. Waters. And so looking forward to their addition to the council and their ideas and new blood and new thoughts coming in. So,
what about the new Courthouse Square project?
The new Courthouse Square project, we've been working diligently with them. As most everyone knows, it's shown a massive need for residential space in downtown Anderson. If you lump the condominiums and apartments that it calls for, it's around 90. We're excited about that. We're about to begin to see some initial drawings on what it could look like. And it may not be just 1 building, it may be 2 buildings. Another thing that we have going on, the county now owns the old TTI Ryobi site at 28 Bypass. That's a huge amount of land, and we're going to try to consolidate as many county services as we can in that building. Like we want to move road maintenance, which is on Michelin Boulevard, and all of those buildings over there, which in all honesty are eyesores and are horrible looking and falling down. So we're going to move them to that facility that, thanks to Representative Brian White and others, we received for free.
And there's been a lot of paving going on this year, speaking of
There's a
road.
whole lot of paving, but there's been county paving going on, then there's been Anderson County Transportation Committee paving, and then the second portion of the state paving project. So you've had a whole lot of paving going on, but you're gonna have a whole lot more paving going on. So we're excited about that.
Airport upgrades?
Airport, the terminal is under construction right now, and just like everything else, if it ever quits raining, we will have a new terminal. So we're very excited about that. And so we have that going on. Let's get Kid Venture done. We have paving to be do at the Civic Center. And Greg, there's so many projects that are pending.
Yeah,
and
what's
so
coming
many
up in
that are coming
2019 that you can talk about? That's the next.
Well,
sort of
we have some economic development projects that we will be able to announce in 2019, and there's some very significant projects because our council always wants us to concentrate on economic development, get jobs for people, put people to work, get kids off the free school lunch program, and just make Anderson a better place. And so we're going to be looking at our new land use ideas because of the growth that's coming in, especially in the Powdersville area. I think that you can see in the county right now that the Powdersville area is blowing up. It's the fastest growing area in the upstate. I don't care what anybody says, I got the numbers to show that. And I think with everything going on in Pendleton, I think you're going to see explosive growth. You're seeing explosive growth. And with those three projects that we've got going on, which is going to be a mixture of residential and industrial, and I think that's going to really pop that part of the county up there. And then we know, as I mentioned earlier, with that sewer infrastructure project, that our interchanges are going to become magnets, even more so. And we're also working on developing some new industrial sites. And
are we going to find a new industrial after we sold?
Well, one of the most best things that has happened. We've had a site that Burris Nelson and I have been trying to find somebody to purchase for over 35 years. But Blue Ridge Electric has purchased what we call the old Betsy Tucker site. And they purchased it for an industrial park. So in a way, Blue Ridge Electric has helped us with another industrial park. Because you know the last two that we did, they got bought before we even got started, which is a wonderful, wonderful problem to have. So also, you know, Tri-County Tech's got a new building going up to handle all of the training that's going to be needed. So we're excited about that. There's just a lot of new projects coming to downtown.
The new Anderson Anderson Technology Center.
That's going to be huge. Can't wait for that to become a reality out on 28 Bypass. That'll be coming online. That's going to be wonderful. That's going to really that's going to be the first true technical high school in the state of South Carolina. And I think that's going to pay great dividends. And I think people are going to be able to walk out of there with a high school degree and make a whole lot of money. And if they walk across, not even across the street, but really just across the campus to Tri-County Tech, they'll be able to make a whole bunch of money. And if they want to continue with a 4-year degree, usually those companies will pay for it. So right now this is a wonderful, great, exciting place to be. And there's more coming, and we have some more innovations. As you know, we're redoing our IT work here in the county. We're also looking at improving our criminal justice system here in Anderson County with Casey Collins leading the criminal justice study, which has already had an impact. I mean, you know, let's move people out of the jail who may have been in there for 3 years because they couldn't pay a $5,000 bond. So we're examining that. We're getting great cooperation from the circuit court judges, the magistrates, all people involved, our correctional officers, our sheriff. Everybody's working hand in glove on that. Public defender. I think that's really going to make a difference. We want to do some re-education and training for people who've been incarcerated, try to make that a better situation. And I'm still trying to think. Oh,
got new road signs on 85.
We got new road sign on 85.
Planned for this year, right?
Yeah, and we hope to put the one coming in from Georgia on the other side. We've already got that cleared by DOT, Department of Transportation, so we're going to be putting that there. We've assisted, although we're not in the water line business, we write a lot of grants for water, so we're excited about new water lines going in the southern part of the county that we've been able to assist with. We're still working diligently on our mill cleanup projects. Equinox Mill should be ours here shortly. We're assisting with mill cleanup in Pendleton to a degree. The ones over there on the east side of town, we're working on cleaning up those mill sites. So we're very active in that, and have that going on. We are, which I'm pretty sure it hasn't been announced yet, but I'm pretty sure we're going to win the award for the second year in a war for recycling more than anybody else in South Carolina. I'm very excited about that. And it hadn't been announced by the state, but I'm pretty sure we're going to get that. And there's
Michelin came back online. That was one.
Michelin, the big tire plant came back online. They're actively hiring people. And you know we had AFCO, the partnership between Nippon Dentsu and Bosch. They dissolved that partnership, and now we know that Bosch has purchased the old AFCO building, and they're going to be utilizing that. So that was just really merely a blip on the screen. So that's gonna, that hole has been plugged.
With all this growth, what are the challenges facing us in the area?
Training, training, training for our workforce. Training, training, training for our workforce. That is key. If you want a job in Anderson County and you have no skills, we have 18 different ways for you to go get trained. From basically how to do an interview, we'll write your resume, we'll put you in a training program, and that's a function that's led by Terry Gilstrap, who's in charge of existing industry, training and recruitment in our economic development office. But no matter what skill level you have, we can find a way to get you trained, and we'll be happy to do it. And there are employers out there with open arms waiting for you to walk in that door. So that's a good situation to be in, as opposed to somebody can't find a job. And a lot of these jobs pay a lot of money, and so maybe somebody who's working 2 or 3 jobs now maybe can only work 1 job. So we just think it's going to be a better situation for our citizens, and that's what we're here for. That's the only reason we're here.
If somebody should just stumble across this video that doesn't know anything about Anderson, why would they want to consider moving here in the year ahead?
Well, one of the best ways to do that is look and see how many other people are moving here. So some people are voting with their feet and moving here. Again, and I've talked on your program before, but we're seeing a tremendous amount of people moving from upstate New York. We traditionally always have those from Ohio, but we're getting trickles in from Michigan and other parts of the world. And we're also getting people moving here from Florida, which has always been something Anderson's had, but not at the rate that is happening now. So other people think
Remind people of our population growth.
on our population growth right now, our estimate, which I'd bet money on, is 204,000. But I'm beginning to think that might be a little low. But in 2020, we've got the census that will be taken, then we'll know that. And you're going to find some political lines being redrawn, because after a census, the political lines are redrawn. So council districts are going to look different. House districts are going to look different. Senate districts are going to look different. There's just a whole lot of things that are going to happen. And really, in 2020 is kind of like a really pivotal year, because we need to see that building up there in the back on Court Square. A lot of these construction projects that we have going should be finished. So for 2021, we should be cruising into a great state of affairs.
Okay, so next month, in the 1st of January, we'll be able to tell people how that progress is already going.
Yep.
And it's been a good year, and looking forward to another good year in Anderson County.
It's been an absolutely fantastic year, and 1,000 county employees, the majority of those work for the sheriff's office, like I always like to say, trying to do their best for the 1,000 trying to do their best for the 204,000 people who live here.